There is a quote that I often use or refer to or even use in my own personal prayer that comes from the great theologian, philosopher, scientist, the Jesuit priest, Father Teilhard de Chardin. And the quote goes something like this, that someday, after we master the waves, the winds, gravity, and the tides, we will discover the energies of God's love. And then for the second time in the history of the world, humankind will discover fire. And I was thinking of that in terms particularly of our gospel today. These words that we hear come directly after a reading that we did a number of weeks ago on Holy Thursday from John's Gospel, where we sort of experienced that institution of the Eucharist. And as our Gospel opens today, it says, okay, Judas has left, and now Jesus gathers his disciples again. And he'll go on for about 4 chapters now in what they call the Last Supper discourse. And he'll reflect with his disciples back over his whole ministry. But at the center of this reflection, at the center of all these chapters, as might be at the center of all the Gospels, is this command of love. And certainly the love Jesus is speaking of is the profound love. It's a love that challenges us to look outside of ourselves, to look outside of our own sort of needs, our own sort of wants, our selfishness, I might say, to other people, to see them. It's a love that should bring light. It's a love that should bring reverence and respect. And if you think of our world these days, it's perhaps something that we need to rediscover. When fire was discovered, 80 million years ago, it saved us from extinction. It made it possible for us to live on. And I think, in a way, Father de Chardin, but maybe more importantly, Jesus is saying the same thing. If we can discover the energies of God's love. Yeah, we work very hard at all the other things, the winds, the waves, gravity. But if we could just grab on to the energy of God's love, maybe that might save us from extinction. It might propel us into a new life, a new Jerusalem, as the book of Revelation says. And so we are challenged today to discover the energies of God's love so that it propels us forth into the living of our life.